Yes, so I'm taking the building your brand identity class. I would start with the first topic that says crafting a compelling artist persona and story. That basically means identifying your brand, whether as a talent manager or an artist or whatever field you dabble into as a creative. And that doesn't happen overnight. That is not something you steal from someone. That is not something you rush into because your brand identity is something you carry on for a while, right? Everybody gets to switch up their identity at some point based on the time you're in and what is currently going on. For example, I always like to use my artist as an example because, yeah, I'm his manager, but I've also learned a lot of things from him as an artist, which is quite like a plus for me because a lot of artists these days don't know half of the things that happen at the back end, the things that your managers and the label puts in to make sure their career works. So now, my example is for Blaqbones, is he has evolved from different personas throughout his career. He has had Emeka the Stallion, he has had Mr. Bombastic, he has had the best rapper in Africa moments. He has had the Haba moments. He has had, and now he's had the young preacher moments, and now he's having the Emeka must shine moments. Everybody kind of like sees that as a title to most of his projects that he has worked with, but like it's a whole lot storyline from where he's coming from. And the only way that he has been able to do that is because he has been true to himself from the start up until now. So if you're going to build a brand for yourself, you cannot steal from someone. You can't just randomly rush into that decision and just pick something you feel like in the moment, I'm just going to do this right now and see. No, you have to define what you are doing. Also, your friends matters a lot in whatever you do. Your friends and your team, because as a person, sometimes we have these ideas of how we want our brands to look like, and we take them to people that are really close to us, our friends or whoever it is. And if you don't have good people around you to tell you the truth about what you are doing, that's also going to be a problem. The internet is also a means for you to get proper information on how you want your brand to look like. I wrote something down in my notes, I just remembered. Every artist or every creative at some point in their life when they wanted to start this journey had someone they were looking up to, right? Whether an artist or a music creative or someone, but you had a point in your life where you were looking up to someone, right? And you're like, this is what this person is doing right now. I would like to do something like this, right? And the only reason why those people could get to where they are right now is because they paid attention to what they wanted, what the people want, and then they merged that together and they used it to build something. So in that moment where you have someone that you look up to, that's also a part for you to be able to define what you want to do. Someone I really look up to in the industry right now is Donawan. I think everybody knows who Donawan is. Yes, the man is doing great work, and I can't lie to you. If I can do half of what he's doing, yes, is going to be wild. So I brought that up because I've paid attention to him. I'm still paying attention to him, how he moves and how he does things. Because I'm a talent manager, yes, my artist is probably thriving already, he's out there, everybody knows who he is and whatnot, but like there's still a lot of things that I need to learn. There's still a lot of things that my artist needs to learn, right? So when you want to identify your brand, speak to the people that are close to you, remember the people you looked up to, and be sure that you are not deceiving yourself while you're at it. Developing a consistent visual and aesthetic identity. The internet and algorithm these days wants everything looking nice and sleek. whether or not you like it. Um, Even right now, you see, even when you see local content on the internet going crazy, um, there's a sharpness, there's a brightness, the whole algorithm works in crazy ways right now. You can do so much with so little. That's my policy. You don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to go overboard when it comes to creating something nice that you think that the people would like to see, whether physically or on the internet. You can take the little that you have and make it into something big. And the only way for you to do that is a point that wasn't written here is also identifying your audience, right? Because when you know the people you are selling something to, you know what exactly you need to sell, right? So if you say the age group I'm selling my music to, or the age group I'm selling my artist to, is between the age of like 16 to 30 or 30 plus, you already know what that looks like right now. Everybody wants to see clear contents. Everybody wants to see new stuff, trending stuff that is happening right now. But even in the middle of that, you can do that without losing yourself. You can do that without losing your brand. You always have to stay on brand. It is very important. Whatever you do, when you identify your brand and how you want to move forward as a brand, because you as a person, you are the brand, right? How you appear. People say how you appear determines how people would relate to you as a person. And that works all round in any way. When you are a manager, how you present yourself, how you speak to people about what you're selling, how you navigate your way around the industry depends on how people would see you as a person, right? So when you identify the things you want to sell, you need to also identify the people you are selling to. So like I said, 16 to the age of 30, 30 plus. Sharp visuals, clean visuals. Also, one thing that I think that a lot of people don't take so serious these days is fashion. Your visuals can look really good, but yeah, people make quick decisions about you as a person, and that is in everything, even in your music as an artist. Most times, I judge music from the first 10 to 15 seconds of listening to it. When I play your music, I I can give a feel of what I would get in the next couple of seconds from just 15 seconds. And that means that you don't exactly, people don't have that much patience to wait for you, right? So you have to make them from the go, from the jump. They need to see that, yeah, okay, I think I need to listen to this person. Yeah, like I need to hear what you have to say to me. I need to give you that audience, right? And that's, to me, not everybody can do that, but when you crack that code, you've cracked a great thing in life, especially in this industry, because there's not much patience out there with people. So, yeah, you need to know that. And one thing that every artist needs, whether you have a label or you have a management or you have nobody, I believe that everybody has friends. That's why I keep hammering on the word friends, because it has done a great good for me and my team, right? As an artist, even when you don't have like a whole proper team of management and label, you can use your friends, right? You and your friends can work together. I met an artist recently, and her name is Oleander. She doesn't really have friends because she's not in Nigeria, but she has built herself to the level where anybody she approaches to say, oh, I'm an artist and I do this, you have no choice but to listen to her. Not because of the music, but because of the amount of things she has built herself into before coming out to look for something. She produces, she writes, she sings, she does an animation, she does her graphics herself, she mixes and masters her music herself, she edits her videos herself. Now, that that has cut a lot of stress off your head. Now, I'm not saying you have to be like Oleander, but you can have friends or people that offer those services around you. Communication and your relationship skills also matters, because even when you have those people around you, if you cannot communicate enough with them to let them know that, oh, this is the vision that I have, right? This is it. I'm selling my vision to you. Are you willing to work with me to get here, right? Because that's what a lot of people do these days. In my own camp, everybody that works with me and works with my artists are people that I have known from way back. Like, I went back to bring my guys. The videographer that works for me right now is my friend from way back. Blaqbones producer right now is my friend from way back. We were in the choir together when I was back then, yeah. So my point is, you can use the little you have around you to create something big, right? Every little connection you have, every friend that you speak to, everybody around you can offer services that you need, that you don't exactly have to even pay if you guys already have an understanding. By payment, you don't have to pay in cash right now, but like, you guys can have a documented understanding that says, as time goes by, when this thing starts to make us proper bag and everybody's okay, you are on soft. Algorithm. I don't know how many of you uses the internet. Well, yeah, I want to believe everybody does. Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and the likes. Twitter is one. No hard feelings. I don't like the app for anything. It stresses me out a lot. I barely ever use it. I barely ever use any social media. I think I'm just there because my job requires me to be out there most of the time. But like, you have no choice. You know, if you are going to do these things, you have no choice. Your TikTok might seem, sometimes you see people on TikTok and you say, oh, these niggas are just fooling themselves, man. You're just doing a lot of whack stuff out here and just making everybody laugh at you. Yeah. The man knows what he's looking for. You know? Example is YKB. When YKB dropped San Siro, YKB had I think a whole last month of posting every day, like every day, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, every day a post went up to promote his music. And in as much as you have a team that will do all of those things for you, if you don't have the slightest understanding of the little things you can do by yourself as a creative to get your career to where you want your career to get to, then you cannot really be helped. I can't lie to you, because when you have a team that does these things for you, God forbid something goes wrong or you have to change your team and it's not the same people, it would definitely be obvious. Like, you would definitely know something is wrong. There would be there's just going to be an empty space out there. You'll be wondering, this person's career just went from this to this. It's not because the music is not good anymore or anything. It's just that this person probably had like a whole team behind him doing a lot of things, from your social media to how you look, to how you dress, to how you speak, to your haircuts, to the things you eat. Like, if you just lose that little backing you have, like, things can just go south for you. So yeah, urge your artists, yourselves, to, the internet is your best friend and your worst enemy at the same time. I always say that. But please, you can use it nicely. You can even copy people's contents, but in a wise way. There's no problem with copying. I always say it. There's no problem with copying people's contents. Please, don't let anybody deceive you. There's no problem, but do it wisely. You don't have to do copy and paste. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing the person is saying or the exact same thing the person is doing. But you can get ideas from just watching someone's content on the internet. I've done that a lot of times. Like, I follow a lot of artists because I just saw their content and I liked it. I've gotten a lot of music references from just that. Like, when I'm scrolling on Instagram, I just see an ad. It's probably a video for a song or a content for a song, and it's just there, and I'm like, oh, this looks really good. That has compelled me to listen. Do you get? I'm going to go to the person's page, I'm going to open, I'm going to scroll, I'll take my time to scroll, and I'll take my time to listen to what you have to sell to me. Except if the first listen I don't like is a hair, I'm out. But if I go through your stuff and I like it, of course. That's why visuals is very important. Like, it can drag. That's why you see a lot of people doing ads on their videos these days. A lot of people don't even spend money on expensive videos anymore. You just see, oh, I have a song. My guy, come and shoot performance video for me. 1 million, 2 million. When you drop it, put ads on the internet. It's going. Targeted ads. You can literally push your video to anywhere you want it to be. And the only way you are guaranteed of the numbers on the back end is one of two things. If the content is great, right? Visual-wise, though, picture quality, everything looks nice. Even if the song is whack, they will open the video. Try it, you can test it. Just put a whack song on a nice video and run ads and see. And just try it. It will work. Because the visual looks good. Everybody likes something that looks good. You know? Like, if I see you outside now and you walk up to me, you look good. I will speak to you. Even if maybe eventually what you probably want to say to me doesn't make sense, but I would look at you and I will listen to you. Because aesthetically, you look nice. Aesthetically, your video looks nice. That's why Whiskey will always be everybody's dad in this industry. You post one picture and boom, everybody's like, damn, Whiskey is so fine, so clean, down to his skin. Because he knows that when I put out these things, I want, even if the music is not there, if Whiskey decides to not drop music for the next 5 years, aesthetically, you will still be in your mind and in your head. Because by the time he comes online and drops one picture for you like this, Whiskey, how far now? You know? Just give us this soap you're using to bath at least. Let's just try. So our skin can be this fresh. Same thing goes for David. Same thing goes for Bonner. My artist said something recently. He said, when you buy, usually you see something expensive outside and you say, oh, this thing is so expensive. Designer is so expensive. Buy it first and wear it. And then just watch the amount of compliments you get from that and see what happens after that. It's the same thing. You post a picture, or when you want to post a picture and you send it to your friends, and you're like, oh, Alpha, I'm about to post this picture. Help me check. And they are gassing you up. Guy, you are so fine. The internet is going to scatter. Hey, who is... It's because you know the picture is nice. That's for the ones that are telling you the truth, too. For the ones that are telling you the truth. So, yeah, everybody came here looking really nice today. I also believe that with these very few points of mine on aesthetics, you guys grabbed what I just said. So, please, always, your social media, your artist's social media should always look nice. Me, I don't post a lot, but for anybody that follows me here, that's if you guys do. If you check my Instagram, I don't post a lot, but the reason. Right? So, yeah, just try as much as you can. Example, if you go to Bonner's page, Bonner has a whole lineup of how his Instagram looks like. There's the tour dates, there's like the proper pictures, and then there's probably videos, right? And he's already a big-ass artist. He can decide to just drop random pictures for you guys and not care. You know? He can just, I don't care. I just give you anything. But he knows that for people to pay attention to me, as Bonner, now as a person, I need to give you what you want. So you need to understand what your audience wants from you and give it to them. That means you have to pay attention and you have to watch, right? So yeah, thank you. On the last note, which is defining your unique selling point. I'm going to give you a salt example. Now, salt. Everybody needs salt. Maybe not everybody, but 90% of the population uses salt. Right? And the only way that has happened and the salt industry is growing is because they realized that people cannot exactly survive without salt. So we will salt up your life. Right? Now, as an artist, whether you are singing love song or you are a sex over love like my artist, or you are whatever it is, right? You need to find that, for a start, even if you have like this gathering now, let's say Rogue is the artist here, you guys are friends. She comes and say, guys, I just recorded a song, right? And I want you guys to listen to it, and I want you to tell me what you think. She plays the song, and everybody's like, oh, the song is so great. Depending on how music inclined everybody in the room is, they can give ideas. This person can say, oh, this set of people, this age range would really like this song. People in Alaba would really like this song. People in Abuja would really like this song. Or people in the North or something would really like this song. That's, just in case you don't know, that's your friends already identifying things for you. That's if you haven't done that yourself. Well, those are already some things and places that will sell your music. You can say, oh, I'm saying something in this music right now, right? For example, the toll gate situation. A lot of people did a song concerning that. And whether or not you liked it, it was a selling point for them. They knew that this is it. This is something that is going on right now. Everybody is going crazy on this situation. It's whether or not you like it, yes, it's music, but it's also taking advantage. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. Right? So at every point in time when you want to sell something, your music or your product, or even if it is as small as your merchandise, your t-shirts, your hoodies, you need to identify who and how to sell them. It's like parties. Okay, I want to throw a party right now. Right? Mainland block party. I'm using that as an example because I was part of the guys that started that party before I pulled out. And how did we decide to start the party? We were on the mainland for a couple. I lived on the mainland before I moved to the island, and we realized that nothing was going on there. Literally nothing. There was no parties. People couldn't party. Every interesting thing was on the island. If you want to party and enjoy yourself and see a lot of people go to the island, that's where everything is going on. It's also why a lot of people started moving to the island, because this is the happening place. Like, this is literally where everything goes down. So we decided that we want to create an experience for people out there that can actually party and enjoy it. Because, like, coming all the way to the island is a journey. And if you want to throw a party in Lagos, your party has to end by 1 or 2 o'clock. You don't want people going home to the mainland from the island at that time, especially when you know the age range you are trying to throw a party for. You need to think of their safety selling points. A lot of people will go to that party on the mainland because they know they are closer to home. I can stay here till 3 o'clock. I can stay here till 4 o'clock because I'm closer to my house. Do you get? as an artist, there are different sets of people that your music appeals to. If you, example, when Oxlade dropped, there's this song he dropped. I'm trying to remember the title.
We need to wrap up.
Oh, yeah. Oh wow! I was already enjoying myself. I haven't forgot. It's not closer. I think it was in 2020. I can't remember. But anyways, I'm almost done. Sorry? No. It's don't worry. When I remember, I will let you know. But yeah, that song in that moment helped me through whatever it is I was going through. Do you understand? So when you realize the people you are selling your music to, you can point out the things that you say in your music that will get your fans all raged up about the music, wanting to listen to you, wanting to hear more from you. You can appeal to whatever crowd you want to appeal to if you can just pay attention to them. Your fans are your greatest followers ever. If you cannot appeal to them, if you cannot sell your music to them, maybe after like 1 or 2 drops, that's tough. That's really tough. So, yeah, they said I should come and be going on. I hope that with these little few points of mine, I've been able to share some of my understanding as Morin.
Round of applause for Morin, please.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. It was a
Thank you so much for
pleasure. There you go.
So that was a fantastic segment, and I learned a lot. She taught us about identifying your audience. She taught us about staying on brand, importance of relationships. I thought that was very profound because the people that you keep around matter a lot, especially as you go up in life and your brand gets bigger. She talked about the use of social media as well, because I remember back then when music started, a lot of artists had to go to DJs, and radio stations. But now with social media, the world is a global village. You can literally, push your music out there. And she talked about being aware and how important visuals are, amongst other things. So I believe we're here to learn, and there are 1 or 2 questions that you might want to ask. So this is the time to ask this question. So if you have a question, please indicate by raising your hand.
When you drop a song, how do you promote it without being annoying, if that makes sense? Like, how do you promote it for people to not scroll past, like, oh, she's posting this again? Like, how do you post it to like grab people's attention and stuff like that?
So I don't know about repetitive content, but of course your song has to keep coming again, right? So now that also boils down to posting visuals and things that are catchy on the internet. You can't do the same thing over and over again. People would get tired of it. The reason is because, like I said, people don't have that much patience. Everything evolves every day. People evolve every day. Crackhead started a video point where she just started shouting in the market. She did that for a while and people got tired of it. Caramel did the same thing and people got tired of it. Odyssey did the same thing and people got tired of it. Aesthetically, their videos were really cool. They looked really nice, but they were doing the same thing over and over and over again. So you can promote your music as much as you want to, but you can't do the same thing over and over again. You need to figure out ideas, different ideas that appeals to the people that follow you. It might sound really crazy or like a lot of work. For example, like your Instagram now, if you are that dedicated or your team has that much time, you can just go through your following list. Like, just check the people that follow you, the people that engage in your content, and you can tell the type of things that they like from just doing that, right? You can tell the type of things they would like to engage in, pay attention to from just doing that. So that can also help you. And that's why I also said you can copy people's content, but don't do the exact same thing they are doing. Don't do that.
It's not good to do that. It will be bad for you if you do that. But like, yes, creativity knows no bound. And you can ask questions. You can ask your friends. You can ask anybody. But please don't do the same thing. People will get tired, I promise you. Also, you can be annoying. You can do different contents and be annoying. And there's also that annoying part that people will have no choice but to say, okay, I would listen to you now. It's fine. I'm sorry I didn't pay attention. I would pay attention now. And that only happens if you are annoying, but the music is great. If you're annoying and the music is whack, you're on your own. Or like when you have good music, I believe in good music. It doesn't have to be too fast. You don't have to be making so much noise. But when you have good music, no matter how annoying you are, it will get to a point you'll say, okay, this baby is actually so good. Yes, she's annoying, but she's so good. I didn't realize until I actually just tried to listen. Okay?
My name is Azina. I'm an Afro-Engausa singer. Please, I want to ask, if you, let's say, for example, I have an EP, and then out of the tracks, let's say 4 tracks, and I don't know if I need to focus on just one particular song that's like, maybe like the hits, or maybe I feel like this song is what people would like. Do I need to wait for the fans to give me the idea that this is the song, or do I need to just decide and say, okay, this is the song that I need to put out? Or should I just focus on promoting all the songs at the same time? Thank you.
Okay, so in a situation like that, you can do 2 things. You can either know your focus track before you drop, right? Also, certainty matters. Like, you need to be sure of what you're doing. If you decide to identify your focus track before you drop, and you are so certain that this song is going to go crazy, if you drop and you don't pay attention to the fans and you focus on that song, you need to be ready to go head on, like heavy head on. That is if your fans are choosing another song off that project, right? But in the case where you decide to wait, you can actually wait. You can just say, okay, I'm just going to put this out and see which one people are going crazy on. And then maybe in like a week or in a couple of days, you can actually just tell that, oh, okay, this song is there's more spikes on this song than the rest of the songs. And then you pick that song and move with it. You can do any of both. But what I always say is, your number 1 track on your project matters a lot. I don't know if people pay attention to that, but that also determines the amount of attention you would get on the project. Because when I go to a project, I listen from the first track. I don't listen on shuffle on my first listen. I listen from the first track till I get to the end. So by the time I start to listen and the first track doesn't really cut it out, that's already discouraging me from going on. Right? So, yeah. If you say, oh, I want to drop a project where I want people to pay attention to all of the songs, make sure that your track 1 is heavy and crazy enough for people to pay attention from the beginning. But 2 things. You can either identify your focus track from the beginning, or you wait till when the fans go crazy on one.